Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm Azar Madani, and as always, I am joined by the wonderful Tommy Sondi.
Hello, everyone.
And the wine to my cheese, Tony O.
Morning, boys. What a week. What a week.
What a week for Tony, yeah.
What a difference a week makes. Yeah. Not quite breaking out into song like I did on our little bonus episode on, was it Thursday? But yeah, I'm feeling all right this morning. How about you?
I mean, I guess I can also say what a week, but you know, it's more of a me staring to the distance, thinking when things couldn't get much worse, they somehow did. Kind of.
Hey,
what a week.
Were you able to look into if you qualify for a support animal?
They said that football is not a proper excuse for that, and to that I say we need a desperate overhaul. Of
what is that?
Services.
Come on, that's of course it's a proper excuse.
Yeah, you should have them come and watch
The
you
problem
for 90
is,
minutes.
the problem is Toronto is full of Maple Leafs fans, and they don't all qualify.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Oh, they must be gearing up. It's that time of year for them. They're getting ready for
God, I hope they lose in the first round again.
For that
Any
big
Leafs
loss.
fans, I hope you're listening. I hope your team crashes and burns yet again.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it'll happen. It's tradition. It's like Spurs.
So would we like to continue talking about other sports? Because the NFL draft is around the corner, and that should be fun.
I don't mind going back to bed. You guys want to continue down this road? Yeah.
Tony, I thought you'd be much happier to discuss a big win over your rival.
No,
you were when it was Chelsea.
No, I
Chop
meant
at
if
the
you're
bits,
going
singing.
down talking about Toronto Maple Leafs, yeah, I just couldn't care less about their destiny. I'm sorry. So, yeah. But, Zed, do you want me to do to start? You know, start with Arsenal 3, Man United 1? Or are you still pretending you have control of this situation?
Much like Man United's defense, I've given up all semblance of control.
Okay. Yeah. As you know, I couldn't watch this game live. I was listening in. I do not advise listening to, if your team is as chaotic as Arsenal have been in defense, listening while you're driving on the way to Montreal for 2 hours, not the best idea. But, hey, listen, massive 3 points. You know, couldn't beat Crystal Palace, couldn't beat Southampton. Somehow in 1 week, 7 goals scored against Chelsea and Man United. I'll take it.
Now, I don't think Man United should be included in that stat. You can bring up like scoring like your 4 against Chelsea, that's fine. Why are you including Man United in that conversation? Because we ship goals for fun. We spotted you a goal 2 minutes in. And then we spotted you another one. And then a third.
I'll tell you what. Man United had done so much damage to like so many teams, particularly like previously Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, that like we just need to get good enough to the point where we don't play the occasion anymore. Like it just feels like every time we play Man United, we somehow play down to your level. I mean, look, it helps when Cedric, you know, Sancho finally finds a fullback that he can dance around over and over and over and over and over and God.
You know what? Everything that you've said about Cedric Suarez, I finally understand it now after watching him in that game.
Yeah,
He and Nuno Tavares are truly just an atrocious set of fullbacks. Only matched by Diogo Dalot and Alex Telles on the other side. Like, just... Oh, the level of fullback play in this game was... You know what? It would warm any winger's heart. Because you know, the moment you get the ball, you can run at them and they will fall to bits. Like...
I like Tavares actually. He was, don't get me wrong, he was a barrel of nerves and he was a mess in this game. He had a Thiago Silva tribute and conceding that handball.
yeah.
But there is something to work with. Now, if he ever irons out the flaws in his game, it could be a good fullback. If he doesn't, well, sell. But Cedric Suarez has been a professional footballer for 15 years. Still can't defend. The balance isn't right when we don't have Tomiyasu on that other side, which is why I was surprised our Holding didn't start this game with Ben White at fullback like we did against Chelsea. But hey, look, Man United. Honestly, I heard Ronaldo has scored 7 of your last 8 goals, something like that. I mean, it would
sounds about right.
It would help.
He's got 22. He's got 22 this season, which is pretty good.
Is anyone else going to contribute? Anyone? And I mean, Bruno Fernandes, he is in his form in the toilet. Honestly,
it's Jesus Christ. It might be the worst game I've seen him play.
No, yeah, you watched the Liverpool game, right? It's just as bad there, but I don't know.
Yeah, but we didn't play in the Liverpool game.
Fair enough. Yeah,
I mean, look, I'm at the point where, I'm out of salt. My salt reserves have run dry for the season. I can't even work up the energy to be mad about this anymore. I just want it to be over. I'm beaten.
He should have been sent off.
I'm so close to just putting the mic down on the floor and lying down next to it.
He absolutely should.
That challenge. Who was that challenge on when he put
Tavares? It was on Tavares.
There was
been
literally no intent to go on the ball.
The ball wasn't there anymore.
It was. That wasn't even there. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, Tavares had played it, and you could see him think about it. It's like, the ball's not there. But you know what? I'm just. Yeah, I'm going in.
You could see the wheels turning in his head, right? Like you said, I'm gonna Tavares my foot and just jam it into him.
Yeah, he's not as broken as he was on Wednesday. Clearly, if he's still putting in the punts, but nice to see you're still okay.
It's all that's carrying me through to the end of the season. I'm gonna be honest. My fragile mental state is held together by puns and Scotch tape at this point.
Yeah, well, at least now United can stop pretending that they have anything to fight for. 6 points behind us? Game played. Haven't played a game more. Yeah, it's just descending.
And don't we get to have our
cheers
chance
to the
of
season,
fun.
boys.
We get our chance of fun on Thursday, right? Because I think we play United on Thursday.
Motherfucker, we play Chelsea next.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we play Chelsea. We play United play Chelsea on Thursday.
Tell you what,
2:45.
West Ham are only 2 points behind. That Europa Conference spot is looking really dicey now.
The Europa Conference.
I guess they still have something to play for.
I don't want this anymore.
Yeah. Do you want to be in the Europa Conference, is there? Just maybe?
No,
you don't.
No.
You really don't. No.
Either Europa League or not in Europe. One of the two.
Good luck. I don't think you're bad enough to finish behind Wolves.
The club makes enough. The club makes enough money that they can survive a season without Europe completely. If the Glazers let them spend that money, which they probably won't. God, we're fucked. I'm spiraling, boys. Can we move on?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I'm still buzzing mostly from Wednesday, to be honest. This game was I expected us to win. We won. Maybe not in the manner I expected, but, good on Saka for still carrying this team. He's been brilliant all season, but, yeah.
He picked up a bit of a knock,
right?
Knock
there at the end there?
Yeah, he did. Dude, he picks up a knock every game. Because teams they're trying to kick this kid off the pitch. You just need him for 4 more games. 4 more games and then we're good. Maybe 5 more games.
I can't wait for that North London derby.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can wait.
Speaking of North London, it's advantage Arsenal again in the top 4 race because Spurs have forgotten how to score. It's Brentford 0, Spurs 0 this weekend. Brentford looked like the most likely team to score. They hit the post twice. Christian Eriksen was putting in some delicious balls.
Yeah, I mean, Tottenham are shit. We say it every week. It's the same thing. Honestly, any attack, any threat in this game came from Brentford. Like I'm trying to look at the stats of the game here. Like really, Spurs did nothing this whole game.
Yeah, I think Tottenham had like what 9
shots?
shots.
0 shots on goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's pathetic for a team that's battling for a Champions League spot. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see Eriksen still thriving out there and deadly on set pieces. But it's too easy, I think, to null the Spurs attack when you don't give them that space to play. Just too easy.
Yeah, the moment they play anyone competent,
I mean, it doesn't.
They just look. They have no ideas. Like the moment that came to.
It doesn't help.
Go ahead.
Like, I'm gonna say it doesn't help when you have Emerson Royale actively working against your team in attack. Like it was whenever Spurs attacked, it was essentially 12-on-10 because Emerson Royale is playing for the other team.
Yeah.
Nothing majestic about that Royals performance.
Okay. Okay.
What is it with fullbacks so far? They've been getting crap all so far in this pod. Not a good look. Not a good look for pods. We need to go to 2 teams that have fantastic fullbacks after this.
You guys see Antonio Conte just batting his eyelashes at Eriksen before the game? Like
no.
Yeah, he
Christian Eriksen's a handsome man. I would bat my eyelashes at him.
Yeah, he might be pushing for a move in the summer, like a move for Eriksen. Yeah.
I saw him in the tunnel shaking hands with the Spurs lads before the game, and I can just tell from the Spurs guys they're like, "Please don't score against us. please take it easy."
They could use some of his creativity.
I mean, on the Antonio Conte thing, there are some rumors, a bit of noise, a bit of smoke about him wanting to jump ship to PSG because Pochettino is just about out there. So, could be something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I heard about the Pochettino stuff. It seems like that's pretty. I mean, I think that's the writings on the wall, that one. But like, think about Pochettino. He just won the league. He's gonna get a nice severance package, when they fire him. He did good work there. He had a nice little vacation.
Wait. Okay. He had a nice little vacation. Did good work there, not so much, but nice little vacation.
Hey, financially for himself, he did good work
I'm
there.
not talking about what are we doing on the pitch. No, forget that.
He got to put a couple of trophies on his resume.
Yeah.
Well done.
Got a nice big fat paycheck. And kind of smashed his reputation a little bit, but you give and you take.
Yeah, you can tell Antonio Conte, he fancies that. You just know if PSG come knocking, he is getting the hell out of Spurs.
Please give me Lionel Messi as a wing back.
Oh.
I want to see Lionel Messi at wing back.
If Messi's still there, that's the thing. You never even know if Messi will stick around.
Go back to Barcelona. Reunite with Dani Alves.
Yeah, I mean,
the way Xavi is going, he might sign Iniesta as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you never know, right?
Bring him back from Japan.
Yeah, why not?
That's right. He has a retired yet. He's still playing in Japan, isn't he? Okay.
Yeah.
He must be like 40. He must be 40 now, right?
Uzera wants to stare it back to Premier League. Let's.
Oh yeah. Let's go back. What was?
Bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move on to the title race / relegation battle. Liverpool 2, Frankie Simeone and Atletico Everton 0.
You know what? I think Lampard did a really good job in this game. To be honest, what else could they do?
I mean, the shit housing was what they needed to do. Like, I agree with that. I'm like, this is what they needed to do. Like, they're so they don't have a chance against Liverpool if they tried to play the best way. It's the thing that I'm upset that Man United didn't do against Liverpool. They tried to turn it into a scrap, and it worked for the first half.
And up until Robertson scored, you could argue that Everton had the better of the chances.
Better of the chances.
Yeah. Decore had one running through. I can't remember what there's another one in the second half that Alisson had to make a really good save on. But yeah, Liverpool's quality in the end just told Robertson,
I mean, if Anthony Gordon doesn't keep diving in the first half and get himself booked, maybe he wins a pen in the second half.
Maybe. I mean, it'll be a brave man to give a penalty in at Anfield with all that's going on, but it would have been soft, I think.
Just saying, it looked like a penalty
Yeah,
to me. That's a push in the back.
Yeah, it's a clear push in the back on that one, but it's also one you're like, he also kind of goes down easy at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50. It's like, you get it, you call it, you can't really argue too much, but if you don't, it's the same sort of way. But
was it
like
more of a penalty than the Aspilicueta on Osaka?
Oh, that one wasn't even a penalty, so of course.
Okay. The funny thing is, I watched that again this morning, and I'm like, what the fuck is Tommy talking about? But yeah, we won't relive that. Yeah. Just go on.
I mean, please do. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that chat immensely.
Yeah. No, we've moved
I do
on.
agree. I do agree though with the way Lampard actually set up his team, and they got their counters they wanted to. If they just had better finishers, they may have snuck one in and stole a goal. But you had Doucouré, who he sometimes does pop up with a goal or two, and then Gordon I think had one chance as well, but and that's it. And then you have what was it? Pickford time wasting in the end of the first half, I believe it was, and you just see Alisson at the end of this game.
Yeah.
Alisson imitating that was
so
beautiful. Good. Fantastic shithousery. That's what we watch football for. That, and like multiple instances of everyone on the team rushing to the middle of the pitch to start shoving each other around. Excellent stuff.
Yeah, what was it? There was a player down for Everton. I forget who it was now. And then
Alan.
Yeah,
was
Richarlison.
And then Alan decided to foul someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mane could have been sent off though. Like,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
He's a lucky boy.
Yeah, for the little scratch on the face. I think he also did it earlier in the first half to might have been Fabinho, but
you can't be doing. There was a couple instances of classic sort of like red card dangerous plays. The one with Richarlison on Henderson at the end, where he just completely, raked Henderson's leg with his studs, which should have been a red.
I think because his foot was already on Henderson's leg, they didn't feel it was excessive force, which I don't know. I kind of agree with, but at the same time, like if he gets sent off for it, he can't complain. Like just didn't need to do it. But I mean, big win for Liverpool in the context of what's going on. Man City, Man City set the tone the day before, so they really needed to push to kick on to respond.
Yeah, Gabriel.
I mean, speaking of City, right? Jesus with 4 goals in a 5-1 win against Watford, and my only complaint from the City perspective of this was I wish Jesus had done this on the Easter episode, because there would have been so many jokes I could have made.
How dare you link me with Arsenal? That's what probably Jesus said. It's like I gotta think, better links, bigger clubs. But 4 goals, yeah. That's when's the last time we saw someone score 4 in a game?
I don't know. Arshavin. That's always my first.
I always think of Arshavin as the 4 from Arshavin. Yeah.
There has been someone in between Arshavin and now
100%. Yeah.
Probably Berbatov also. Yeah, I don't know. Berbatov had that 5 goal.
Hey, Berbatov got 5. Yeah. Please, some respect. I want a special mention for that KDB cross for, I think, the second goal.
Oh, yeah.
Picture perfect, yeah.
That cross made me feel things. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, you worry for City if De Bruyne is not fit, because he's just the one every week that is breaking games open. But, I don't know. You look at City, they need players like Jesus scoring more goals. I don't think he had a great goal record this season up until that point, and
he more than doubled his Premier League goal tally for the season in this one game. I think he was on 3 before this.
So they've struggled to have consistent goal scorers. They've kind of been plucking goals from all over the place, but goal difference could be a factor as well. going into the final days of the season. So, yeah, nice of them to swell the coffers a bit.
Currently, Liverpool are 4 ahead on goal difference. City are at 59, Liverpool are at 63, which is some outrageous numbers in terms of goal difference. Chelsea are at 40, sitting in third. And then, you look at Arsenal and Spurs are on 12 and 18.
And then it's Man United.
Man United, in fairness, we're at 2. Who lets us be a football team?
I was like, who is that on 2? And then I just looked left. Oh my days. Wow. You guys have had some season, man. Good Lord. 34 games in.
Man,
only
I am struggling.
There's only 4 games left to say, that's all.
Yeah.
Well, 3 if you don't.
That's 4 games too many, man. 4 games too many.
Yeah. We're almost there. You've done well to last this long.
He's got to go get through that Chelsea
Thank
game,
you,
and then you're already shut down, so it doesn't matter.
Was United they weren't your prediction for Premier League title winners, right?
No way. There's no way.
I think they might have been.
There's no way.
They were. Yeah. I think they were. Wow.
Look, I was asked this after the high of winning our opening game 5-1. I can't be held responsible.
Damn.
Yeah, I also said Lukaku would be the goal-scoring champ this season, so I did not fare much better in predictions, that's for sure. But Lukaku played. Is that something?
Did he start?
No, he did
I guess
not.
we could jump to Chelsea West Ham.
No. We gotta talk about that relegation battle, because Everton losing puts them in the relegation spot.
Is there, if you ever thought
fair.
you
I
still
guess the
had
reason
any control, Tommy just confirmed that.
Fine. That's fine. I didn't.
So.
Should I just leave? That's my entire purpose here. Should I just go?
Yeah.
Burnley 1, Wolves 0, and by appointing that pretty young thing, Michael Jackson, Burnley might have just locked their way into a smooth criminal.
I don't know.
You thought the Michael Jackson jokes were done.
No, I'm just not sure this one works. I'm sorry, but
it does.
Okay, if you say so. Yeah, you've had a rough week. I'll give it to you. Burnley, what is that? 2 wins on the bounce that they've.
It's 2 wins and a draw since Michael Jackson took over.
Yeah, I
can't get over that. The guy's name is Michael Jackson.
I think he prefers to go as Mike, but I'm going to call him Michael.
Yeah, he can't be.
Mike Jackson. Yeah.
Look,
Look, I think he just needs to take a look at the man in the mirror and understand that everyone's just going to be calling him Michael from now on.
You have all of these written out, don't you? Yeah.
I don't, actually.
It's just too easy for him.
Okay. We speculated about the impact that firing Sean Dyche would have, and surprisingly, I don't think we expected it to be this positive this quickly. I mean, you mentioned earlier that they've changed their playing style to be a bit more, I don't know, or a bit less agricultural.
It's a very it's honestly might not even be too much of that. It's a very subtle difference. The personnel haven't changed too much. Obviously, they lost Ashley Westwood through injury.
Yeah.
But there's not that much for them to choose from in terms of their personnel. They've got a couple of subs that you can maybe bring in and out. But the big difference is they're not treating Wout Weghorst like Chris Wood anymore. They're not pinging balls to his head. With Chris Wood, that's what he's great at. He's great at winning those headers, winning those knockdowns, and getting it to the second forward or back to the midfielders. Weghorst is a really good footballer. He's good with the ball at his feet. So they're playing into Weghorst's feet instead of to his head, which lets him bring the ball under control more and lay it off. From there, it's kind of similar to what they were doing already, except you see Weghorst has a goal and an assist, I think, in the last couple of games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? You have Dwight McNeil had had a pretty key game as well. He was pretty instrumental in Burnley's
He's finally
attack.
woken up.
He's finally woken up. And then second, you have, honestly, Pope had some big saves in this game as well.
You did,
and
he might also be another big key for them if they stay up, because
he's always going to be, like, if you look at the just the quality of the squad, like, Pope is going to have to make a couple of saves each game, and they know that. I'm sure they mentally prepare for themselves for, you know what, if something does get beyond us, Pope will make a save, because he's a good shot stopper.
He is. I'm just looking at the table. Everton. I mean, 2 weeks ago, who was their big win against? I can't remember right now, but they. Oh,
I remember.
United. Okay.
Oh, it's so funny you had to ask.
I remember now. Yeah. Okay.
I want to cry.
Yeah, that felt like a huge moment. It felt like it could be a win that keeps them up, but yeah, the way this league just twists and turns, all of a sudden it's advantage Burnley again, and Everton's fixtures aren't exactly friendly. You'd expect them to lose next week. I say expect because
no, Tony, it's Chelsea. This is where Everton get their points from.
Yeah,
it's from us. It's from you. It's from United. It's where they have. So, listen, I'm confident that we'll beat United on Thursday, but against this Everton side, I feel like we could drop points for sure.
Man, the state that we're in, people are more confident in, like, beating us than they are in beating Everton. Everton are 18th, man. Come on.
Yeah, they're terrible. But yeah.
You talking about Everton or Man United? Because that could go either way.
Yes, but
yes.
Yeah, just Chelsea, Leicester. I think they need to pick up points against Leicester and Watford. They really do. If they allow Burnley to pull away, it could become really disheartening to try and get points in those last 3 games against Brentford, Palace. Arsenal will have something to fight for on that last day as well. So, yeah, they need to make...
Honestly, Everton are giving off, like, big... Newcastle vibes, like the season where Newcastle got relegated. What was it, like 2009 or something like that?
You're talking about when Shearer was manager, like at the end.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Like it's a team that's just like, you look at it and you're like, it's not the third worst squad in the league, but all their players are underperforming. It's just the mood around the club. And it's a big historic club. The mood around it is just not right. It's so far off from where it needs to be. And you look at it like Newcastle back then, it's a club under poor ownership that's been horrendously mismanaged, inexperienced manager in charge who's probably not the right one for the situation.
They're still fighting, though. You will say that Liverpool game,
they're still fighting.
I expect it to be a higher scoreline. Yeah.
I think what's happened as well is Lampard's come to the realization that he needed to scrap a bit late. He dropped a lot of points he didn't need to drop by trying to implement his philosophy too early on. Yeah. Usually in that situation,
I guess that cost them the new manager bounce as well, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a new manager splat instead.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what's? Have you guys seen the stat of money spent on transfers since 2016 between Everton and pretty much any club, but if they compare with Liverpool, Everton has spent £639 million since 2016 on transfers. Liverpool has spent £569 million.
Is that net spend or that's just spent?
That's just spent.
Who has Everton signed that is driving up their price?
That is just insane.
That is insane. 639 in what, 6 years?
They keep spending 30 million on random players.
Yeah, they've got the.
Look at some of the players. Like, they spent 30 million on what it will be. They spent a decent amount on Jordan Pickford. They spent a lot on Michael Keane. It was like in the 25 to 30 million range again. Like, these are not good players.
Yeah, they're up there with United for. Well, no, I was gonna say worst run club, but I think Everton are much worse than United in this aspect.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
they need to start.
we'll see. It's exciting, yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's exciting.
I mean, unless you're an Everton fan, but
Do we know any Everton fans?
I don't feel excitement anymore. Just pain.
I'm excited. Is there? I'll be excited for the both of us. How about that? Yeah.
I hate you.
All right.
Chelsea won,
Chelsea.
West Ham 0. Let's talk about Jorginho's penalty. It was the only thing worth talking about from this game.
No, Pulisic scored a nice last minute winner. Come
I
on.
don't care about Pulisic, man. I don't care about him.
I like seeing him score, so I'll take it.
I don't.
I'll take it.
Useless prick.
But yeah, the Jorginho pen. This guy has no confidence, and he's still taking his classic pens. I mean, to be fair,
you say that that's the first penalty he's missed for Chelsea. This
yeah, I was going to
season.
say he's got a great record.
This.
Yeah, he's got a great penalty record. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, he had to retake a couple, right? I'm pretty sure that he missed one or two and got to retake them. If I was a coach and I see you take that using that technique, look, call me old-fashioned or I don't know, grumpy. I'm not letting you take the next one, whether you score or not. Just put the ball in the fucking corner. Like, I don't know. Like, that penalty he takes is unforgivably bad. It's unforgivably bad. It's not even close to being in the corner. It's straight down the middle. And, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, his penalty style is like that. That penalty style is when you miss bad. That's the thing with that, right? Because you're relying on you faking out the keeper before like you even hit it. I don't know. I didn't like the pen at all. I don't even honestly. For me, the biggest loss in this is that away from the game is that Rudiger has now confirmed he's leaving. Tuchel confirmed it, and I think it's confirmed that he's going to Madrid, Real Madrid.
Tell you what, they are stacking up, man.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we're gonna miss him for sure. Mm-hmm. Even if he doesn't play as good in a back four as he does in a back three, he's still gonna be a fantastic signing. So there's another player that we're losing to Madrid. Have we become a Real Madrid feeder club? Is that who Chelsea is now?
Maybe he'll go down the Hazard route.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Hazard.
Probably
We've
not.
all completely forgot about that guy.
No, you didn't.
But yeah. No.
No, you didn't. Salty bastard.
No.
I have it on good authority that Tommy has Eden Hazard bed sheets.
I like Hazard. Legit, I would take him back if Madrid wanted to loan him back.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
You're just telling all these lies now.
No. You're mixing up with Courtois.
No, I know you hate Courtois. Why would you take Hazard back? He's barely a footballer.
I know, but why not? Just as sentiment. Just like as a good sentiment, like come on. But hey, I'm glad that Chelsea won. That
is there even room on your bench for more Belgians?
Yeah, we can. Well, I mean, who knows who else will lose, right? But yeah, good win for Chelsea. We'll take it. 1-0 over West Ham.
Win keeps Arsenal at arm's length.
Yeah.
Hey, Lukaku did something when he came on. He won the penalty. And then the one time Lukaku did something, he immediately fucked it up. But, hey, they won. So, they won against West Ham team that had made 6 changes and played their back.
They are focused on Europa League for sure.
I was going to say, I think the really consequential thing from this is I think Dawson, he's suspended for the next game. And they don't have any center backs right now. Like none of their center backs have fit.
But the bigger at least he's available for their Europa League game.
Yeah.
Like they'll sack off the Premier League game that he's missing. Like play like I don't know who they'd even play. I guess Cresswell might move into centre back.
Probably Rice.
Maybe.
Oh maybe. Yeah,
Zuma's done for the season, right?
Yeah. They'll probably play. Where's Declan Rice?
Oh, he played. He just came on at second half.
He came on as a sub.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess one of Rice or Souček could drop in.
Yeah.
And they get Arsenal next, I think, right?
They do. Yeah.
Jeez, you guys, Arsenal just lucking out.
Good
They're
for
just
you, Tony.
they're just lucking out, man.
Can't wait to fuck that up. Yeah. Okay.
You have to win now. They got no center backs. Come on, you can't lose that game.
We can only hope. We can only hope. Let's move on. Move through the rest of these games quickly. Brighton 2, Southampton 2. That guy Welbs putting on a clinic, rolling back the years. Feels weird to say that about Danny Welbeck, but you know.
Rolling back to which years, please?
That,
This is I don't know.
yours when he was maybe fit for 50% of the games.
Okay, when he could barely strike the football, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I think he's aging well, if anything. He's been good for Brighton. I really liked his play on the second goal, like the way.
Oh, that was a great build-up. Yeah.
Yeah, unlucky not to get the return pass. Salisu with a brilliant finish. That's his own keeper. But,
I will say him and Bednarik are not a great partnership at the back. Just it's been awful. Yeah.
But
I mean, on the other side, you have James Ward-Prowse scoring yet another free kick, but his second goal might have been the nicer one this time. A little backheel assist from Romeu into his path.
That was lovely.
yeah, I love those first time strikes, cutting across the post. Brilliant technique. Yeah. If football was played without running, he'd be one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Tony, you mentioned it before. Just stick him on and just have him like in spots where he can just hit it.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Like he's such a sweet striker of the ball.
Yeah.
That goal was 2 goals, just fantastic.
Yeah, it's two teams that are kind of just playing out the rest of the season, right? Having a good time, having fun.
Yeah, I wonder what that's like. They have like literally nothing to play for, and just guys. I guess they can play for like.
What are you
maybe a
out
better
to play for?
contract?
Play for your play for your bonuses.
Play for your
bonuses.
But yeah, what were you gonna say there,
we'll
Tony?
move on.
I was just wondering what Chelsea have to play for. I mean, you have
I
the
got FA Cup.
Cup.
We got an
but,
FA Cup final.
I mean,
Come
in the
on.
league, like.
Yeah, but at least you want to stay sharp. That's the thing. And secure top 4. But come on, we already know that's
Secure
secured.
top
Yeah,
4.
it's
Okay.
secured.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, you with your plus 40 goal difference.
They have plus 40? Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow. Remember when you said Chelsea might finish 5th? Such a dumbass, man.
This is why we don't engage with Tommy's nonsense. We don't let him. Moving on to Norwich 0, Newcastle 3. Eddie Howe, outside shout for manager of the season.
I don't think so.
No, he won't. He won't. No.
He won't get it. He won't get it.
Ain't
but,
no manager getting.
he deserves a mention.
Nobody is
deserves a
getting
mention,
manager
in
of the
my opinion.
season after losing 5-1 to Tottenham.
He is 9th.
No.
He is 9th.
No.
He's taken Newcastle from 20th to 9th.
You make it seem like you didn't spend a whole bunch of money in the January transfer window. Listen, he's done well. Let's
You
not
still
get
got to get
carried-
them to gel. You still got to get them to play.
Okay.
Yeah, we just talked about this with Everton, right? Spending money is not going to get you playing well. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Look, no. Just they've done well, but I've not forgiven them for their stupidity.
Tony.
What?
Tony.
What?
How can you discount this man like this?
Watch
I knew a pun was coming.
Yeah. Watch me.
But from this game, we had some nice finishes. Joelinton with a beauty curler in the top.
Could not
top
believe
bins.
it. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, was he playing up front in this game? I think he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
He's back to being a center forward. I wonder how
He
long
just
that
need to
would
gain
last.
some confidence in center mid, and then they put him back up top.
Yeah.
Tell you, man. Manager of the season, Eddie Howe. It could be a thing. I'm not saying it will be a thing.
It
could
won't be a thing. I can tell you that for free.
Bruno Guimaraes is also just... He's a fantastic footballer.
Yeah, he's come in and he's yeah, I think he scores or assists basically now every week. It's a brilliant pickup. Ridiculous that they were able to get him, to be honest. But as Tommy always says, money talks. One of the
And I love seeing a lob finish. Someone with the confidence to do that. That is just we don't see that enough in forwards or just players in general when they're 1-on-1 with the keeper and doing that. So I love seeing when a player does that.
It's a nice instinctive finish. I don't know what Krul is doing, but yeah, it's Norwich. Yeah. They can't wait for the
down
season
in everything but name.
Yeah.
Like, look, they can look forward to winning the championship next season.
Yeah, just like Fulham are back in the Premier League, you will see Norwich win a championship. They'll be back in 2 seasons.
They're on
it's a cycle.
Like what you call it, a carousel. One comes up, one goes down.
Yeah. Last 4 years has just been those two switching spots. We'll move on to our last game of Leicester 0, Aston Villa 0.
That's a terrible
Tommy.
Game.
Yes, is
best young manager in the world.
One of the most promising young managers in the world. Yeah. What's
best
the
young
point?
manager in the world
the
according
question?
to Tommy? I don't know your middle name, Sandy. Stevie G. He's been kind of shit. Lost 4 in a row. Now this.
I just want to know what that was based on. That's all. Like that assessment you made. Yeah.
What was it based on? It was based on.
You realize Stevie G as manager can't play. You realize that, yes?
It was based on his really good time at Rangers, and that's mainly it. To be fair.
League is ranked like.
Yeah, but then I know now that I see that Rangers are probably doing better now, or not better actually. They're I think they're in the semifinals of Europa League.
They are, yes, but focus on the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Defend yourself.
Second league. No. He seemed like he was. I mean, you know what? I'll back it. Villa just in general. Villa just in general are in a bad, just like a low. I mean, what do they have to play for this season compared to any other team in the middle?
I mean,
they're still 15th now.
Yeah, I mean, they maybe he's just trying to figure things out. It's not working. I think we judge Gerrard next season, not this season.
Okay,
that's my opinion.
We'll tell you you're wrong.
You can tell me I'm wrong next season when they're 15th again, and or when they're in that relegation battle and they gotta fire him. Then okay, I'm wrong. You can lump him with Frank Lampard, and
it's I swear it's just 2006 all over again. It's just Gerrard and Lampard not working out.
Man United beat Villa in the FA Cup. I had to check who knocked them out. Went on to tie 2-2 in the next game, but well done.
Oh yeah, that was another one where we went 2-0 up and then collapsed.
Yep. Yeah.
I remember that one. I gotta watch that one with the dog.
Oh, that must have been nice.
I was soothed.
Yeah.
I was soothed.
Nothing happened in this game, right?
No, there's nothing else worth talking about in this game. We'll move on to the Monday game, that is Leeds versus Palace, and this one is slightly interesting because if Palace win this one, Leeds aren't quite out of the woods yet because their run-in for their last 4 games is absolutely brutal. And there is a chance, if they lose tonight, that they could get sucked back in to that relegation scrap.
Palace, then they have Man City, that's a loss. Arsenal, who knows? Chelsea, who knows? Brighton and Brentford, yeah. I don't know. They probably need to get at least a point today in this game. Today, that would be yesterday by the time this comes out. But, what are you guys thinking? Quick predictions for this game?
Yeah. For me, I think Leeds get something out of this game. Just going by their form in the past few games, and Palace is another one of those teams. They just lost to Chelsea in the FA Cup. They're safe, I think we can all pretty much say, nearing that magical 40-point mark. I think Leeds get a win, maybe a draw. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 1-1 draw. They'll get a point, but maybe a win. I'll go with the draw just be safe.
Tony, what are you thinking?
I think Crystal Palace are really good at home. Really, really good at home. Not so. I'm just looking through. The last time they lost away, oh, sorry, at home was in February. So, yeah, I'm thinking Palace get all 3 points in this one and make the last few weeks dicey for Leeds.
Yeah, I also agree with Tony. I think Palace will sneak out a win. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. Honestly,
Yeah.
two teams that really like to attack. So
Lots,
definitely going to be tuning into this one.
lots of fun players on the pitch as well. So, yeah, should be fun.
So, gentlemen, it has been a year and a week since the wonderful inauguration of the European Super League. So, we figured we'd take a little bit of a look back at that wonderful. How long did it last? 3 days before it all collapsed in on itself, and just. But the ramifications of that are still being felt across European football today. For a bit of background, in case anyone has forgotten or was not aware, a year ago, 12 European clubs, 12 rich European clubs, 6 from England, 3 from Spain, 3 from Italy, decided to sign an agreement to form the European Super League, a separate midweek competition outside of UEFA, and that was basically a closed shop, almost like an Americanization of football, where there's no promotion, no relegation. These teams would have their places secured. Their seat at the table was always going to be there for them. It was reserved for them, and basically, everyone recognized it as a terrible idea, except for the people that run these clubs. There were fan protests. They were threatened to get kicked out of UEFA. Like, it's probably the most united I've ever seen football against one thing. But, gentlemen, how do you think the ramifications from that have spilled out? Because the Super League in that guise is, I was going to say dead, but, I believe Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Juventus are still desperately trying to keep some form of it alive.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the clubs that actually form that alliance are still technically in the Super League. I think their discussions, their backroom discussions for these clubs to kind of negotiate an exit. It was really strange because at the time, it just, for them to have gotten the funding and then fold as easily as it did was really strange. I didn't understand it. Yeah, it was just really poorly put together. But hey, look.
Well, you look at the timing of the announcements and stuff that were coming out, because it got announced on a Sunday, but also it got announced because this is European football. It got announced at Sunday night European time.
Yeah,
that's not when
that is American time.
Break news that you're confident in. Because it was the middle of the day for us. Because I remember it was after the Premier League games that day.
Yeah.
And you look at if you look at the actual European Super League website and you look at the logo and stuff like that, and you're like, is this really your top of the line best football in the world kind of thing that you're trying to quote unquote showcase? It looked like a hack job, and it's just all these clubs with all this money and all this power, and this is what you put out. It somehow was very thought out and not thought out at all.
Well, look, I don't think we've heard the end of this. I think it will come back. Having said that, it seems to have had a bit of an impact on UEFA in terms of the way the Champions League is structured, because they've announced, they finalized the details, what was it, earlier this month, that the Champions League will be expanded from 32 teams to 36, with 4 teams or maybe two of the additional.
I think it was two teams.
Yeah, two of the
Two
additional
teams.
places going to clubs who have been historically successful, which, I mean, that is ridiculous. Like, the idea that you qualify for
That's
something
nonsense. It's
not based on sporting merit, just, it starts to look like.
it's based on like your coefficient in the last 5 years or something.
Yeah.
So you could have won the Champions League 5 years ago, but you tanked since. But your coefficient might still be high enough for you to make it in. You might have finished 10th in your league, but you still make it in, which is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you look at it. Look, let's be real here. Arsenal, we have American owners, as do Man United, as do Liverpool. They can see the Premier League, for all the money that is in there, it is probably not being maximized commercially, which is why I guess this issue cropped up in the first place. Look, I just think, I mean, I'm really happy that football is able to unite so aggressively towards this. I don't know. I was going to use Americanized version of the league, but I don't think that's quite the right word. I think it's more the disrespect to the structure and the fabric of the European game, basically. And yeah, it was great to see, but I just can't think that they won't be trying again in the future. And yeah, really, it's about, I don't know.
So the one thing that kind of makes it different for Premier League clubs compared to the others in Europe, and why the Premier League clubs were the first ones to back down, is that the Premier League just makes more money than any of the other European leagues. Like, you compare lower Premier League teams are making as much as like Champions League teams in Italy and Spain. And I think that's why Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Juventus have like mostly clung on to this idea, as basically they need the money more than your Man Cities and your Liverpools and your Chelseas do.
Yeah, the Premier League clubs, they don't really need this European Super League.
They want more money. They don't need it.
Yeah, exactly. And this is something that will act as a bit of an equalizer amongst all those, well, the 12 clubs. The invitation was extended to 3 others. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one, because a year on, it's almost been forgotten. Like, you don't really hear that many discussions about it. Gary Neville brings it up every now and then when he's disgruntled about Man United. But, I do know, I've seen a lot of stories for fans who don't go to games anymore because of that. It really soured the experience for a lot of supporters. I mean, it's a bit different for us. We don't go to the games week in, week out. Now, we have to remember that there are people who have been going to games their whole lives. Like, it's passed down from generation to generation, and then the idea that would just be taken away from you because somebody wants to make an extra 10 million, like, it makes you feel a bit insignificant in the whole thing, which, I mean, fans ultimately have shown this season when you look at the way the Premier League has gone and the influence of home and away form compared to last season when fans weren't in the ground. The fans make a huge part of this the spectacle, Arsenal v Chelsea in New York City, it just isn't going to have the same feel as Arsenal v Chelsea in London. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, the culture, the British culture in that is still very important.
I mean, the most striking images from the sort of like week that Super League had kind of taken over world football was, to me at least, were the Chelsea protests that delayed the team bus and stuff, where you see Petr Cech like looking visibly shaken by what the fans are saying to him, and he comes out to try and negotiate with them. It's that one. and then the United fans actually invading Old Trafford, getting onto the pitch, and getting United versus Liverpool, one of the historic games in English football, postponed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, so I have a question for you guys. Did it sour your sort of football watching experience at all this season in terms of, say, Champions League? Because for me, at least, like after like that was announced and then it broke apart, like I mean, I know Chelsea won the Champions League, so I mean I was pretty ecstatic about that, but I was not as into watching European competitions at the start of this season, and it had I think a big reason for that was because of this. It certainly did sour my experience of European football, and now definitely not as much because, like you said, relatively forgotten about all this, except when who was it? Florentino Perez kind of brings up that football is dying. The youth don't watch it. We need to bring some reason to get the youth back in football.
If Florentino Perez was in charge, of world football, games would just be played on TikTok.
Coming back to Tommy's question, did it sour my experience? Look, to be honest, I told you guys, I don't really watch the Champions League until the quarterfinals. I don't watch the group stages. It's not... There is so much money kind of lopsided in football now that a lot of the group stage games just aren't competitive anymore. I mean... Yeah, I remember at the time...
You watch Man United's group stage games. They're always competitive.
I remember at the time of the announcement being quite disenchanted, actually, about football in general. Now, Arsenal are having a shit season anyway. So, yeah, it felt like if that went ahead, I'd probably not have anything to hold on to anymore because it wouldn't be the club that I knew, if that makes sense. And, but having said that, I don't know. Are we saying that if the Super League was around, maybe a better question is this. If the Super League was around, would you not watch Man United? Would you not watch Chelsea? That's one thing.
See, that was the big question I was asking myself when it happened.
And the second big question...
It basically threw me into, like... Yeah, it basically like a crisis of faith.
Yeah.
Kind of situation. Where it was just like... The days following the Super League, I was just like, can I support this club anymore if this is what they stand for? And it genuinely became a thing, but also, like, for me, Man United is so woven into my life. Like, I've been watching them every single week, every single game. Like, growing up in Pakistan, Champions League games would start at midnight, 12:45. So you'd be up until 3 a.m. If you're watching a Champions League game. Premier League games, like, I've woken up, like, we wake up at, like, 6:30, 7:30 in the morning to watch Premier League games sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I woke up at 7:30 a.m. to see Varane and Telles do whatever the fuck they did 2 minutes in this week. Can I disentangle that level of commitment from my life? And the answer is, I have no fucking idea, and I'd rather not find out.
Well, see, that was going to be my next question. Would you, in that scenario, prefer Man United are in or not in the Super League? If there is a Super League.
Not in the Super League.
Really?
Not in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
I don't know. Just something that goes against, like, how the... like.
But then who would you be competing against?
Football pyramid, right?
Who would you be competing against, though?
And, yeah, that's the other thing, where it's just like, okay, so then this competition that we're in is imbalanced.
Yeah.
If you take these other big teams out.
Yeah.
Like, for as shit as Man United have been this season, they're still, what, 6th in England right now?
Yeah.
You take the other five teams in front of them are the Super League teams. But United versus Newcastle, then Newcastle would win.
Well, do you know what might happen? Just saying hypothetically, you have, let's say, those 12 teams break apart, right? Bayern wasn't part of that. PSG wasn't part of that. you'd still have UEFA around, and they just have their own competing European league that United would be part of, right? You'd still have that, I would assume, would still be going on.
Absolutely, but
Yeah.
the Champions League will take a big hit,
Oh,
and
of course.
all of the best players in the world will be in the Super League. That would be the problem, right? Like it will severely diminish the quality of the domestic leagues, because Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, blah blah blah, they'd all still be in the domestic leagues unless they're kicked out, right? Unless the Premier League kick them out, which they're unlikely to do because of all the income that those clubs bring in. But if Man City have, I don't know, Real Madrid in the Super League on Sunday, or they have Man United in the Premier League on Saturday, saying Man United are not in the Super League, they'd play their reserves in that fixture. You know what I mean? Because one is more financially beneficial than the other. So, look, it's a complicated question because there's no real good answer as to what a fan would want if they're put between a rock and a hard place. You know what I mean? But the hope is that football can find itself and structure itself in such a way that we start having more sustainable models, because the way UEFA is set up is probably not sustainable. This whole group stage setup, I think, is designed to be more beneficial to the historically superior teams. That's why it was introduced in the first place, and now they're taking an extra step to ensure that the teams with the biggest income are included in the competition with
It was the group stage was fully introduced because I forget who they were playing, but it was Diego Maradona's Napoli. I think got drawn against Real Madrid in the 80s in the first round of the European Cup, and I forget who the fuck it was. I was watching that and was saying like, this game is too big to be in the first round.
Yeah.
And have one of these two teams go out because they're two of the best teams in the world. They're going to draw the most eyes and the most money. So now, if you have the champion of Italy playing the champion of Spain in the group stage, both can still make it out, and both theoretically would in that case. So you still draw those eyes that those two teams would bring, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, it's still a mess.
It's a loaded question. UEFA's whatever reforms they've proposed to the Champions League is just adding on more games, adding on more benefits for bigger teams, and doesn't solve any of the actual problems.
Yeah, no, it was just it's a conversation worth having, because it feels like everyone's trying to forget that this is still an issue that could potentially pop up at any point. And yeah, it's still at the back of my mind. I mean, I think clubs like Tottenham, clubs like Arsenal, clubs like Chelsea, when they make commercial decisions, the Super League is still a big factor. They want to be in it. They want to be invited, basically, if there is a tournament. And yeah, I hope that we can continue to keep it at arm's length, but I'm not convinced that this isn't something that could come up again in the next 5 years. But hopefully, I haven't been to an Arsenal game in a really long time, and I don't want the next time I go to be Arsenal versus West Ham in Toronto. With all due respect, like, you want the full experience, you know. You don't want the game to be ruined because somebody doesn't give a fuck about the tradition that has held this sport for several years, so several decades. But anyway, I'm rambling on a bit.
For a century.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that just about wraps up everything we had to talk about today. Please follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 442 and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Pods, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. Thank you so much for joining me, Tommy.
Cheers, lads. Pleasure as always.
And thank you for joining me, Tony.
Thanks, boys. As always, enjoyed the chat.
Makes 2 out of 3 of us that enjoyed today.
Hang in there, sir.
So close to the end of the season. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.